Hello guys and welcome back to another FPL video. My name is FPL Meerkat and today I've got my Game Week 9 team selection for you guys. But before I get into that, let's have a look at how the team did in Game Week 8. And it was a pretty awful week for me, to be honest. 33 points in total, a big red arrow there. I was doing pretty well at about 82k, all the way back down to about 160k. Yeah, pretty much doubled my rank in terms of the red arrow. I did end up making 2 transfers. I got Haaland back in, and as we all know, he blanked for a 3rd game in a row. I thought this would be the week where he bounced back, but no, Wolves did a really good job of managing Haaland. The 3 at the back, Dawson, they just kept a really good hold of Haaland. And yeah, he didn't, I don't even think he had a shot. Didn't even have a shot on goal. So yeah, that was a bit of a painful move. And I got in McNeil as well, who did get a return, got 6 points. But I did take out Salah and Watkins. And Salah would have been my captain as well. And Salah and Watkins would have been my 2 highest point scorers in the team. And Salah captain, yeah, would have, I think it's about 24 points I've lost out there. So, yeah, if I hadn't made any moves, if I just stuck with the team I had, if my, because I was out on Saturday morning, my phone had died, I would be top 10k right now, or very close. I think about 20k. It would have been a huge green arrow. So, yeah, bit of a painful one there. But I've got Haaland in place for the good fixtures, and hopefully he starts turning it around now. I know that a lot of people are getting quite impatient with him, and rightly so. It's 3 blanks in a row with 3 pretty decent fixtures, but it's the best one of them all coming up. So I'm going to keep the patience with him, even though I've only had him for 1 week. So it's not really that much patience, is it? Going for the rest of the team, though, Raya and Gabriel only getting 1 point, conceding twice to Bournemouth. Honestly, wildcarding into, transferring into double Arsenal defence with 1 point from both of them for this game week, and they're not getting a single clean sheet against Southampton, Leicester, and Bournemouth. Has been pretty terrible, despite getting 3 clean sheets in far more difficult fixtures. So, yeah, not too sure what to do with Arsenal defence. It's not like they've been terrible. They've just had red cards and been letting through silly goals. So, yeah, I think it's been a bit unlucky, but not too sure what to do in the future with them. Trent getting a blank. Again, I probably should have just done the moves that I was thinking about before. Taking a -4, getting rid of Saka, who we'll get onto in a minute, and Trent to get in Haaland. Yes, it wouldn't have been as good, but I would have kept Salah. And I would have got rid of Trent, who's got some pretty tough fixtures coming up. And he's quite expensive for what he's providing. So I'm not expecting much next game week either. Yeah, getting a bit cold feet on Trent there. FaZe came into the team because, as you can see, Saka ended up being injured and not playing. Unfortunately, while I was out anyway, I don't think there was any news about Saka being injured. But yeah, I was out anyway, didn't see anything about it. And yeah, really wish I'd just assumed he was going to be out for this one. And yeah, he's got tough fixtures coming up anyway. So we'll move on to we'll talk about what I've done with him in a bit. But yeah, FaZe ended up auto-subbing on. Wasn't expecting anything from him anyway. And yeah, just a 1-pointer there. The bench is pretty terrible for me. And a lot of people managed to get that lovely 6-pointer from Rodgers off of their bench instead. Robinson getting 1 point. Again, a little bit disappointing, but he was playing Aston Villa. I wasn't really expecting a huge amount of returns from him. McNeil getting a return was nice, getting a nice assist. I think it was from a corner. Yeah, played back to him. So yeah, it's nice to have these players that have got set pieces in their locker. Bumo blanking. Again, it was against United. It wasn't the best fixture on paper. But yeah, a bit disappointing he didn't get a return there. Rodgers, of course, getting a goal, I think it was, but he got a yellow card as well and no bonus. So yeah, it's quite important that our players try not to get those yellow cards because it really ruins their chances of getting bonus points. Palmer blanking, wasn't really expecting anything more against Liverpool. It was annoying as well because Chelsea did score to knock out the clean sheet and it wasn't Palmer involved in the goal. So that was pretty much the worst outcome. And Salah smashed it. So yeah, absolutely the worst outcome in that game. But as a Liverpool fan, I should have been happy with the outcome of the game. Obviously, Haaland blanking was absolutely terrible, honestly, in the Wolves game. It was just one of those games where he doesn't get any service. Barely has doesn't even have a shot on goal. Barely has a chance. And yeah, hopefully he changes that around for next game week. And then Chris Wood getting a 7-pointer there, being the highest scoring player in my team, getting that single goal in the team. So yeah, I've had an incredible amount of luck the last 2 game weeks. I was deserving of some bad luck for a little bit. So yeah, not too bad. Still 159k, still at a very respectable rank at this point in the season. Moving on to the Game Week 9 team, I have already made my transfer. As you can see, Son is in the team, a move that a lot of people did prior to the deadline, assuming that Saka was going to be out. So yeah, I've just made the move. I can't be bothered with the headache with Saka, umming and ahhing whether he's going to play or not. I think he probably will, but I just don't want the headache, and the fixtures for Arsenal for the next 3 are pretty terrible. I think Son can comfortably outscore him in the next 3, so that's why Son is in the team. I haven't considered Foden. I know a lot of people are looking at Foden, but I personally haven't considered him. I just think he's too much money for a player who doesn't really have, well, he has a lot to offer when he starts, but that's the issue. We don't know he's going to start. He was obviously benched last game week, and I can't be spending upwards of 9 million for a player who I don't even know is going to play half the time. So yeah, that's why Son is in instead. Going for the team, obviously the defence is absolutely terrible this week. Double Arsenal defence and Trent all playing each other, so I'm really not expecting. Honestly, a 0-0 would be incredible. I don't think it will be a 0-0 in that game. There's usually quite a few goals, but yeah, a 0-0 would be absolutely ideal in that game. Robinson as well as playing McNeil, again, really not nice. I'm not expecting too much this game week. The team doesn't look that great, to be honest. If only Nedeljkovic had a starting place, honestly, I'd much prefer him at home to Bournemouth. And Villa's defence has been, I mean, it's surprising, right? They can barely keep a clean sheet in the Premier League, and yet they've kept a clean sheet every time in the Champions League, which is arguably harder. But yeah, they look pretty good. Palmer against Newcastle, honestly, a really good fixture for him, I think. I think he will do pretty well in that one. Bumo against Ipswich at home. He's a genuine captaincy shout for me. I know the armband's on Haaland, and I'm fairly sure it will be on Haaland because it's such a good fixture, Southampton at home. But if you're looking for anyone else, I think Bumo would be your pick. Home at Ipswich is a fantastic fixture. Ipswich's defence hasn't looked too great, and it is a home game as well. And yeah, he's just been in really good form. I know he blanked the previous game, but if you were looking for a captaincy option that wasn't Haaland, I'd definitely go for Bumo. And he's someone that we all own as well, so you're going to get double the points over everyone else, especially for you non-Haaland teams as well. Obviously, Son with a pretty good fixture away to Crystal Palace. Rodgers with a very nice fixture, I think, against Bournemouth at home. I think I'm expecting some good returns from Rodgers this game week. McNeil, like I said, playing Robinson. I'm just hopeful that one of them get returns. Either Robinson keeps a clean sheet or McNeil gets a return. Which hopefully one of the two will happen. And then Wood with a great fixture, I think, away at Leicester. Leicester have been conceding a lot of goals. They've been scoring a lot of goals, but they keep conceding quite consistently. So I'm hopeful for Wood there. And then obviously the captaincy on Haaland, home to Southampton, arguably the worst team in the league, the worst defence in the league. It's one of those things, right, which is so obvious to do. I've just got a feeling it's not going to work out. I've just got a really funny feeling. But if it does work out and I don't captain Haaland, I'm going to feel like an idiot. So I'm fairly certain I'm going to be captaining Haaland. I've just got a little bit of a feeling in me that he might blank for a 4th time in a row. And if that's the case, I know a lot of people will be looking to get rid. And suddenly that no Haaland strategy that I was championing for the last 5 game weeks doesn't look too bad. He is an expensive asset, and you really need him to return basically every week, sometimes even brace, just because the midfielders have so much. It's so much easier for them to get points with the extra points for clean sheets, extra points for a goal, extra point for a goal for a midfielder. So yeah, Haaland really needs to pull his weight. And again, I really miss Watkins. Watkins at home to Bournemouth is an excellent fixture. Unfortunately, the fixtures for Villa get quite tricky after the Bournemouth fixture, so I can't. If I could just reverse the transfers and just do McNeil and Haaland back to Watkins and Salah, I would genuinely consider it. I know it's a -4, but yeah, if Haaland didn't have Southampton, I would genuinely consider it. But yeah, I think I've made my bed. I think I've just got to accept this for now. Maybe assess whether Salah comes back in next game week if I take a -4 that way. And yeah, Watkins will have tougher fixtures by that point, so I don't think I'll want to look at him. Both of those names I will want back as soon as possible. I really regret getting rid of both of them, but that's hindsight. So yeah, I don't think the team will do too well in game week 9. I'm basically hoping for not a red arrow. I don't mind if I get basically a grey arrow, if I just stay in place, because I don't think the team looks that great this game week. But yeah, fingers crossed. And the team value is looking very good at the moment, 101.8 million and 0.7 in the bank for a nice little upgrade at some point, whether I need to do that. Obviously, I've made the transfer, but if I'm going to take a -4 this week, it will probably be Gabriel to Gvardiol. Gvardiol just seems to keep consistently scoring goals. Despite the fact Man City can't keep a clean sheet, he's the one scoring goals. And as a defender, that's, you know, absolutely massive points potential if they do end up keeping a clean sheet as well. But I don't really like taking hits for defenders because you're basically, you get 4 points for a clean sheet and it's a -4 to get rid of them. So you're basically hoping that not only the defender you're taking out doesn't get a clean sheet, but that the one you bring in does. And yeah, I just don't think it's not massively likely. So yeah, not too hopeful with the team this week. But moving on to the mini league team of the game week for game week 8, it was Mohamed Radwan with 79 points, which is actually one of the lowest scores we've had in terms of the team of the week. But this was enough for game week rank 1,695. So yeah, that's how terrible of a game week it was. And just looking through the team, I mean, it's a really nice looking team. Like, it's fairly template, to be honest. It's a Haaland and Salah team, Bumo in there as well, but some really nice punts here. You've got Wood, Buonanotte, which is a really great punt. I really like that a lot. 6-pointer, Tarkowski getting a clean sheet, but obviously the main point scorers here, not just the captain on Salah, of course, but Sells getting 11 points there. Really, really nice haul from the goalkeeper. I think that was full bonus and 2 save points. And Gvardiol, of course, getting his goal and I believe bonus as well. Maddison even getting a little return. Unfortunately, I think he went off at half time. I think potentially due to an injury. And the bench looks really nice there as well. He played his wild card this week. So yeah, a really good game week to wild card. And yeah, a super, super good score for you there, Mohamed. And then just looking at the team of the game week leaderboard, it's not really changed around too much. Again, none of the gold medalists there have got another top 10 or a top 20, so it's still absolutely everything to play for. If you win a game week and then get in the top 20 for another one, you'd go straight to first place. So yeah, it is all to play for at the moment. But that is going to wrap it up for this video, guys. I hope you've enjoyed. Please leave a like and get subscribed if you're enjoying the content on this channel. Let me know. Are you a Haaland draft or are you a non-Haaland draft? And if you are a non-Haaland draft, who are you captaining? And is there anyone out there who owns Haaland and is not captaining him? Because, I don't know, the guy's blanked 3 games in a row. Can he make it a 4th? I don't think I remember the last time that Haaland blanked 4 times in a row. Yeah, it would be a massive thing to back against, but I really hope for all of you non-Haaland owners taking that risk that well, I hope it works out for you, but I also don't because I'm probably going to captain Haaland. So you get what I mean. I hope you have all enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next FPL video.